Since the last episode got kinda confrontational with the whole me confronting fan theory thing, which you can check out right here, I really wanted to unwind. But I asked myself, how? Well, what do most other entertainers do when they need something that requires little time, money, talent, or even effort? I got it! I'll do a reboot! Never mind. This sucks. But reboots really don't have to be. Reboots can be an opportunity to take a beloved classic and breathe new life with fresh visions and creativity. But unfortunately, most just turn into generic action shooters and drag that once proud name through the mud, like a pig rolling around with his Siamese brother. But I've come up with 10 game franchises that could use a new spin, although I do have some rules. These franchises are ones that have a really cool concept and could be retooled and revamped with modern technology. I don't want to see more of what we've already seen from them. Like, for example, I was going to put Chrono Trigger or Banjo-Kazooie on the list, but I don't want to see it change. I want more of them. Okay, enough logistics. Let's be like Sesame Street and count to 10. Number 10. Bomberman. So let's kick this list off with a bang. What made these games cool is that they had some of the most riotous multiplayer that still totally holds up to this day. I mean, you could have up to 4 people playing on an old NES. See? 4. Tossing C4 at each other. The reason he's on this list is because in this era of MOBAs and competitive online gaming, Bomberman would be a perfect fit for that kind of thing. I think a competitive Bomberman MOBA could totally work. Just don't allow voice chat. Nothing really improves a gaming experience when you've got others shouting racist invictments at you. But I really think a competitive Bomberman MOBA would be far from a dud. Number 9. Metroid. Okay, here's one of my biggest video game confessions. I don't like Metroid. Whoa! Not that I hate this series. I just don't really get it. What I mean is that I like the ideas of Metroid more than the games of Metroid. See, I like all the individual elements, you know, space travel, exploration, the lead character of an iconic series being a woman, the isolation, the atmosphere, finding new tools that'll help you explore even more. That's all awesome! But when Metroid puts all these awesome pieces together, they just never really did it for me. Maybe it's the complete lack of direction. Maybe it's because the majority of Metroid games are in 2D, and 2D isn't necessarily the best for exploration gameplay. Maybe it's the really weird jumping physics. Maybe I'm an idiot. Who knows? I just always thought the first Mega Man Legends game did Metroidvania better. See, it had a solid structure, and you always knew where to go to advance the story, but if you didn't feel like doing that right now, you could go explore an underground dungeon and map out an entire continent. I mean, Metroid's in need of a shake-up anyway, and this is a good place as any to start. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, it's gotta be better than this. Number 8. Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't care what you say, this belongs on the list. See, Five Nights at Freddy's is more than just giving some weird-sounding Let's Players something to scream at. It's about taking the stuff you feared as a child and literally throwing it in your face. It's about what made you nervous for bedtime, what made you dread being alone in the dark, and exploiting the heck out of it. See, the brilliance of Five Nights at Freddy's is it grabs you by the hand and takes you down a dark and windy road that you thought you'd never return to. It slowly rewinds your psyche to the point in which you were small, weak, lost, alone, and then leaves you vulnerable and exposed in the darkness until... Sorry, it couldn't be helped. Number 7. Guitar Hero. Truth be told, I had an issue finding a franchise to put on this spot, so I chose a game that would be perfect for proving that games could educate us. Guitar Hero was a popular rhythm game in the late 2000s where people held up Fisher-Price toys and pretended to be good at music. It was a passing fad, but I still think the concept is pretty interesting. See, if the reboot were to focus on being more of a teaching tool for people interested in learning the guitar, that'd be awesome. This new Guitar Hero could be a fun way to teach people how to play music. That way, when kids play Through the Fire and Flames on Expert, it will be all the more impressive. So let's use gaming as a tool for teaching. And speaking of teaching, number 6. Math Blaster. No, hold up, wait. No, yeah, it is. No, seriously. There needs to be more educational games out there. But, you know, ones that don't suck. I mean, I think gaming is perfect for education. I mean, how many times have you really had to stop and think when playing a video game, unlike how to best optimize your guild or what Pokemon you want in your party? We do tend to think when we play video games. So, give us more educational games. And so I think we need to play a new Math Blaster to make you a Math Master. Number 5. Earthbound. Just yes. Number 4. Pokemon. Listen, it would take me an entire hour to explain my complicated relationship with Pokemon, but I think we can all agree on one thing. Pokemon as a concept is just so awesome! I mean, you have kids running around without parental supervision, using their pet dragons and riding on their fire horses. What kid doesn't want that? Well, the games, unfortunately, have been getting pretty stale. I mean, is there some intergalactic law that forces children to leave home and try to become the best like no one ever was? Pokemon Black and White was a step in the right direction. Plasma actually had genuine motivation, and they were interesting characters. I'd love to see Pokemon games take more of a chance with the Pokemon formula. And Black and White wasn't shy about using the formula as the groundwork for interesting characters and a compelling story. It was a step in the right direction, but it's the only one since the majesty that is Johto. In short, Pokemon is awesome, but it could be so much more. Doesn't mean Pokemon is necessarily bad as is, it's just kind of been jogging in place, and I think somebody needs to go up behind it and give it the boot! The reboot, that is. Number 3. PacMan. PacMan needs to return now more than ever. As explained in my Learning for PacMan video, in this era of simple arcade-style mobile games, PacMan needs to return and show all those little kiddos how it's done. I mean, every successful game on the App Store to date owes something to this lemon meringue pie. Just look at Doodle Jump and Angry Birds. They harken back to that arcade era of gaming, with the basic controls and high scores that you can brag about to your friends. We need you more than ever. Come on. Number 2. Kid Icarus. So, Kid Icarus is kind of one of those weird choices when you get right down to it, because there doesn't seem to be much there. I mean, the story's pretty straightforward, and the first one was good, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a classic. But hey, the last time we got a new spin on Kid Icarus, it was
one of the greatest games of this current generation so far.
I mean, seriously, you owe it to yourself to at least check it out. It's truly an underappreciated gem, and I think I want to see another reboot or reimagining style. It's just interesting to see such a radical take on a 20-year-old NES game to still feel like a Kid Icarus game. I mean, look at this. Now, how do we get from this to this? This, 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 this. And now, for the ultimate number 1! Megaman. What can I say that hasn't already been said? His games are fun, the stories are timeless, the music is memorable, and the design? Classic! There's not a version of Mega Man that I haven't found at least something to brag about. From the simple elegance of Mega Man Classic to the X games that were more intelligent and mature. And that's real maturity, by the way, not the revel in excess and bad taste like most mature games. To the hybrid of card collecting and action RPG we haven't seen since Mega Man Battle Network, to the overwhelming difficulty of Mega Man Zero, to the heartfelt, underappreciated Mega Man Legends games. Mega Man is the series that needs to be reinvigorated. Mega Man has changed so radically over the years. He's become like a classic superhero, people having different interpretations on the source material, but staying true to the core idea. Mega Man is about exploring the relationship between man and technology, and almost each and every game tackles these large and weighty issues with a level of sophistication, but still remembers to let the story take a back seat for the gameplay. And maybe with the excitement that greeted Mega Man when he was announced for Super Smash Bros. Has awakened Capcom to the idea that we haven't grown tired of Mega Man. Not by a long shot. So that was my top 10. What games would you like to see get a good reboot? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It'll let you know as soon as new videos come out. And I'll see you next time.